Do you feel like exercise is just too hard? Like no matter what you try, it's uncomfortable, frustrating, or you just can't keep up? Hi, I'm Leticia, physical therapist at the Fitness Doctor, the world's leader in anti-aging fitness. I specialize in helping adults in their 50s, 60s, and beyond move better, feel stronger, and stay active without pain holding them back. So trust me when I say, you're not lazy, you're not broken. There's a reason exercise feels so hard. And today, I'll show you exactly what's behind that and how to finally make it feel easier. Why exercise feels so hard even before you start. Brain and perception. Let's start with what's happening before you even move a muscle. Because the truth is, exercise doesn't just begin in your body. It starts in your brain. And for many of us, especially if it's been years since we last moved with intention, our brain becomes our first barrier. Mind-body connection. When we're disconnected from our body, it's hard to know where to begin. We lose awareness of how to move, what feels right, and what doesn't. The disconnect creates doubt, and doubt makes even simple movements feel like a big risk. And it's like your body's trying to send signals, but the Wi-Fi's down, and that delay can feel like fear. Your brain sees exercise as a threat if it's new. Your brain is wired for survival. So anything unfamiliar, like starting a new workout or pushing a muscle that hasn't been used in years, can feel dangerous. Your nervous system reads that sensation and goes, red flag, sit down. Sit back down. That's why even just thinking about working out can feel exhausting before you begin. Lack of endorphins and brain chemistry. Here's something most people don't realize. Those feel-good chemicals everyone's talking about, endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin, they don't show up right away. You actually have to build up that response through consistency. If you've been sedentary, your brain might not be getting any reward from movement yet. No wonder it feels like a chore. You're not broken. You just haven't built that neurological reward system yet. Filtered reality, expecting it to feel bad. Our perception shapes our experience. If you've been telling yourself for years that exercise is painful, that you're too old, I'll fall again, then your brain will filter every movement through that lens. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But that can change. It does change with the right mindset, the right support, and more compassionate narratives. Now, let's talk about your body. If you feel like you've been inactive, injured, or simply living life like the rest of us, your body has probably adapted to a more sedentary rhythm. That's not a failure. That's just biology. But it's also where a lot of the challenge begins. Your body's alignment equals a new normal. Years of sitting, stress, or just moving the same way over and over can change your posture. I've worked with clients whose backs are hunched, shoulders roll forward, hips tight, and to them, that posture feels normal. But the truth is, it's their adapted normal. When we try to move from that place, everything feels harder than it should. Then you can take that into exercise. And what's happening is you're training performance within these body misalignments, and therefore it makes you good at being dysfunctional. No wonder you feel more pain and stiffness from exercise. Weak muscles. If you haven't used certain chains of muscles in a while, they're not going to work efficiently right away. That doesn't mean that you're weak. It means those muscles need to be reminded of their job, slowly, safely, and with the right support. For endurance. Let's face it, your heart, lungs, and joints are part of the team too. If you go from zero to hero with no base level of stamina, it's like asking a car to drive across the country with no gas. Past injuries, whether it was surgery, a bad fall, or just years of pain, your body remembers. That memory can show up as stiffness, hesitation, or even fear. And yes, those are valid signals. But with personalized support and smart programming, they don't have to be permanent barriers. And finally, the mental overwhelm. This one gets overlooked a lot in the fitness world, but it's one of the biggest reasons people stop before they even start. Fear of going backwards. Many of our VIPs tell me, I've already lived my life, work hard. Why would I go back to the basics now? And I get it. It can feel frustrating to take things slow, especially when you believe that slowing down means losing progress. But the truth is, you're not going back to basics. The likelihood is you've never learned them. Unless you've worked with a doctor of body mechanics, you've probably never been taught how to move in a way that actually supports your joints, your posture, and your long-term strength. So no, this isn't a regression. It's a chance to finally learn how to move in a way that protects your body and builds confidence instead of pain. Comparison to others. Ever feel like everyone else is stronger, faster, more coordinated? Me too. And I do this for a living. We compare our current selves to someone else, to somebody else's highlights, their reels on Instagram or Facebook, or even to our younger selves. But your body doesn't need to be like theirs. It needs to work for you. Carrying past negative experiences. I've heard the stories. A trainer who neglected your personal needs, a class where you felt embarrassed, workouts that left you hurting for days, and now just thinking about moving brings back that tension. Fear of being judged. Let's be real. No one wants to be the person who gets called out in a room full of strangers. That feeling of exposure, of not doing it right, can stop you cold. Your name, a story, a healing. And you should be guided with care, not with criticism. So now that you understand why exercise can feel so hard, let's talk about how to make it feel easier, more manageable, and even enjoyable. Because trust me, movement isn't supposed to feel like a punishment. It should feel like a possibility and enjoyment of being alive. Here's how you can start doing it today. First things, let's start small, like really small. You don't need a full hour. You don't even need 30 minutes. You need a win. Sometimes that win is showing up for 5 minutes. We've had clients who have started with just a breathing routine or 2 mobility drills. And you know what happens? Their confidence grew from 5 minutes to 10, from 10 to 20. The key is to build momentum, not burnout. Number 2, simply everything. You don't need a complicated multi-step routine with fancy names and equipment. Most people get stuck trying to do it all right, when really, basic movements done well can transform your body. Focus on what we call foundational movements, the ones your body actually uses every day. Pushing, pulling, squatting, reaching. We teach this with intention, so your body remembers and your brain does not panic. Number 3, breathe and pace yourself. Seriously, one of the first things people do when they feel challenged is hold their breath, or they rush. And that disconnects you from your body even more. So here's a quick tip. Try exhaling on the effort, like breathing out when you stand up or when you press. That tiny cue helps your body stay calm and your muscles to stay engaged. Number 4, modify, modify, modify. This might be the most important one. There's always a way to adjust. Don't expect to keep up with your coach or with your friend or with anyone else, really. You're not supposed to use the heaviest band just because it's on screen. Work with your body, not against it. And if an exercise doesn't feel right, let's change it. No shame, no guilt, just smart training. Number 5, listen to your body. Know when enough is enough. One of our core principles is pain is your cue to stop. Not to push harder, not to prove anything, to pause, to check in, and maybe ask for help. This is especially important for our 50+ community who've lived through surgeries, injuries, and setbacks. We honor that. Make sure you are moving safely, not stubbornly. Number 6, celebrate the small wins. So let me say this really loud and clear. If you move today, you win. If you breathed it with awareness or modified a movement or said, that's enough for now, you win. Celebrating those small movements rewires your brain to crave movement again. And that's where the real change begins. These are the same strategies we use with our clients, many of whom thought they were too old, too injured, or too out of shape to start. But they did start. And now they're moving with joy, with power, and on their own terms. You can do that too. And if you ever feel lost or stuck, just remember, there is always a way to adapt. Always. Look, I've worked with people in their 60s, their 70s, even their 80s. People who came in feeling broken, tired, invisible. And now they're dancing again, they're walking heels, they're living with more joy than ever because someone believed in them until they started believing in themselves. So, if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know if this is for me, I want you to know, you're not too old, you're not too late, and you are definitely not alone. Let us know in the comments what's been holding you back, and if this resonated, subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you in our next video.
Remember, while you're human, you are also unique. So it's important to always consider the specifics of your own body. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to check out the next one right here. And you can click right here below to subscribe to our channel to get the very best content from our fitness doctor experts.